Hi everyone, how are you all doing? It's a little late as I'm recording and posting this video. It's Tuesday, so work has just been super duper busy, but I still want to come up here and quickly give you all a week ahead astrology forecast because we do have some important dates and transit that I would like to share with you all. So this is going to be about December 18 to 24. Wow, this year is truly ending. Anyway, wow, I still haven't have time to reflect on it just yet. I would love to sit down with you all to make a little year-end reflection video with astrology's energy, and I have a little bit that I would like to share too. Hopefully I'll have time to do this maybe sometime later this week or next week, so watch out for that. And so this week we have quite a bit. On the 18th Monday, we do have Mercury trine Jupiter and Taurus, and if you have been watching my videos, this aspect might sound familiar because this is your second chapter. This is the second time that we're having Mercury trine Taurus, Mercury trine Jupiter, because we are having in the midst of Mercury retrograde. So Mercury went back and forth, is going back and forth. Seriously, eating my words already. Anyway, so Mercury is retrograding. That is why it's hitting that aspect again. So if you recall, we have the first one December 8, and now December 18, Mercury came back and hit this point, the trine with Jupiter and Taurus again. And then as it's stationed direct later, we will have the third and final chapter of this Mercury story for you. So take a look, maybe check and see what you were doing, talking, discussing, and thinking during this time, because we're talking about Mercury. And since this is a trine with Jupiter, perhaps this is something positive, helpful, right? Or perhaps this might be you receiving some kind of news information regarding to an area that you're reflecting on, that you're working through. And this second time might bring a little tweak, right? Since this is during the Mercury retrograde, we're in the middle of it. Perhaps you might have something you need to refine. You might receive another piece of the puzzle, right? And this can be additional information of what you have been thinking about, maybe doing. Take a look and see where is Capricorn and Taurus in your natal chart. This might be topics surrounding those houses as well. So take a look and see what happened. And also know that if you're still feeling a bit funky, you're still trying to piece out information, you're still in the middle of thinking, contemplating about something, don't rush yourself, because we are in Mercury retrograde. Things might change. You might go a little bit back and forth, and that is okay. Just know that maybe later when you are in the energy of that final chapter, which is January 19, then perhaps that is the time you finally found all the clarity that you need, the information answer that you need to help you to move forward with what is it that you have been thinking about, right? So just pay attention to that and do not rush yourself. And then on 22nd, we have Venus and Scorpio opposing Uranus and Taurus. Ooh, so this can be because Uranus brings in that sudden surprise, right? It can be a revelation. It can be a breakthrough. It can be a breakup, right? Because energy goes both ways, but ultimately, even though we can't see, or how should I say it? So Today might be that you receive some sudden news, right? Because Uranus. And since we're talking about Venus, this can be regarding to all the Venusian stuff, all kinds of relationships and money matters. This can be you hearing a news from your financial advisor or your investment. Somebody might have a sudden windfall, fame, go viral, and some positive abundance news. And for some, this can be, maybe there's a possibility that you might need to lose something. But of course, at that moment, it might seem really doom and gloom. It might be like, oh my God, why does this happen to me? Why do I have to go through this? We won't be able to understand the greater good, the bigger picture of why something happened, only when we reflect on it. So if it's you, just know that Uranus is helping you to maybe clear a path to something better. And opposing Venus and Scorpio, this can be something you've been holding on, not wanting to let go, because Scorpio is a fixed water sign. So Venus and Scorpio can sometimes have difficulties in letting go, detaching from something, someone, people, thing, situation that they know that might not serve their highest good, but they cling on to it, they hold on to it because they worry about not able to, scared of the unknown and all those different reasons. And Uranus might come in and, like that divine intervention that help you to break through, to help you ultimately liberate from what is no longer serving you. So that might be that possibility, and see what comes up for you, right? Because Uranus always has an element of surprise, so you never really quite know what Uranus might bring for you. And on the same day, we also have Mercury retrograde having a sextile with Saturn in Pisces. So again, this is the second time we're having this aspect, right? When Mercury was direct in Capricorn earlier in December 2nd, we had the first Mercury Saturn sextile, and this can be a supportive or helpful information, discussion, conversation, news, or this can be something internal too, right? Something that you like an aha moment for yourself, that since it's in Capricorn, it might be something that is related to the structure of your life or an area of your life. This can be about work related, perhaps. This can be about the legacy that you're building, right? Something that you have been working on and building upon and you're having Saturn to bring, which is the ruler of Capricorn, right? In Pisces, maybe bringing in some inspiration for you, bringing some news, bringing some signs and synchronicity, something like that for you. And now you have the second time. Perhaps, the things that you're building, working on, reflecting on might not be going the speed that you were hoping for, because Mercury is retrograding, asking you to slow down, pay attention to details, give yourself ample of time to do the research, find the answers, clarity that you need before you move on, so that you can make sure the structure or the foundation you're laying on is strong and sturdy, right? So perhaps this is something like that for some of us, right? And remember, this is not the final. We have this aspect one more time after Mercury station direct later in January on 18. So you might find out more, so don't rush into making that final decision or feeling the pressure like you have to finish it, do it, have some kind of answer right away if you're not ready, because who knows, something might come up again. You might still in that middle phase just yet, so give yourself time again as well. December 22nd, winter solstice and Capricorn season. So the sun, Hong Kong time, on December 22nd, it is going to be 11:27 a.m. Hong Kong time, and Eastern time this will be 21st nighttime, 10:27 p.m. Eastern time. So adjust the time according to where you are in the world. Some of us will be earlier, which is the morning and early afternoon of 22nd. Some of us it will be the nighttime of 21st. So the sun enters the sign of Capricorn, kickstarting Capricorn season for all of us. And in the northern hemisphere where I'm living in, it is this winter solstice. Okay, so for northern hemisphere, this is the beginning of winter. This is celebrating the return of light, because this day will be the longest night of the year, where we have the longest period of darkness. But after that, we are celebrating the return of the sun, because every day, little by little, we will be gaining more and more of the sun, and we'll be fully there when we reach spring equinox. So if you celebrate it, I'm wishing you all a happy winter solstice. And in southern hemisphere is equally important. This is not the winter solstice for all of you, but this is the summer equinox. So happy summer equinox for summer solstice. Oh my goodness. Anyway, summer solstice for all of you. So celebrate it the way you want it. You know, you in southern hemisphere, you're celebrating the longest sunlight, right? So have lots of fun, whatever culture practice that you have, do it the way you love it, celebrate it or not. Either way, the sun will be entering and kickstarting Capricorn season for all of us in the world. So very different from Sagittarius season. Capricorn is ruled by Saturn. So this is stepping away from that big, loud, bold, adventurous, joyous philosophers, Sagittarius, and it's time to reel it back in, right? Get more grounded, a little bit more structured and serious with the sea goat, which is Capricorn. And I love that depiction of the seagull, which is half water, half earth, right? It's a yin water sign, which many people actually misunderstood and always thinking that Capricorn is a yang sign, right? Is because this energy is how to say, I feel like people nowadays now it's getting better, but they used to associate Capricorn with this finance, very masculine and young, you know, heavily young energy. But it's actually a yin water sign, because the other half of its body is water, is the fishtail, is the sea, right? It has that endurance, being capable of swimming in the sea and having that capability to climb mountains. That's why Capricorn is that very it's all about endurance, you know, not giving up, allowing your intuition, the half water side, your emotions to guide you, the other half energy, which is the earth energy, to really ground yourself and ground what you want into reality. So I love this energy for all of us. And in this Capricorn season, we also have Mercury retrograde, and we are also at the end of the Gregorian calendar year, right? If that is what you practice, right? So all these energy really sync up to invite us during Capricorn season to truly slow down, wind down. It's the beginning of season. You're not supposed to go run naked in the snow and get cold. Well, do that too if that's what you enjoy, right? Who am I to judge? But this is the time where you tend to stay indoor a little bit more. You want to have little group potluck parties, gatherings, spending time with people that you truly care. Maybe this is a bit about tuning into our traditions. Capricorn ruled by Saturn, it really talks about the tradition, the responsibility, time to get a little bit serious, with Mercury retrograde energy reflecting on how this year have been for you, in different areas of your life, how the world events around the world is affecting you, and maybe giving you more clarity, insights, answer, epiphanies, aha moment, whatever it is, right? That give you a different viewpoint, or I don't know, whatever it is that you're reflecting on. And Capricorn season is also a time that is going to give us a bit more structure, give us a bit more focused energy to attend to different things in our life in general, or a particular part. Look and see which house is ruled by Capricorn. Maybe perhaps these are the topics that you're focusing on during this time. And this is also the time where you can use the Capricorn energy to help you cross off all those last minute to-do lists, cross off the tasks that you're still having there hanging up waiting for you to do, because we are wrapping up 2023. This is also mindfully working through those stuff, with that drive, that structure, that endurance, ambition, which is all the energy that Capricorn have, to really stay in tune, stay grounded, to slowly tackle your to-do list, not rushing and running around like that. Maybe a little bit more like Sagittarius, which can be true sometimes. Okay, so I hope that this Capricorn season is going to bring in a bit more groundedness for you, to give you a bit more steadiness, as you tend to different areas of your life, your everyday routines, and so on and so forth. And of course, don't feel doom and gloom. I know a lot is happening right now, and we're experiencing a lot, right? I'm not gonna go too deep into it in this video, but we can be also feeling a sense of hopelessness. We can be pessimistic, right? We can be very scared and being overly cautious and closed up with what is happening. But just remember that which can be associated with the shadow side, the shadow attribute of Capricorn season 2. So this is why I bring it up. And then during holiday season, during what is happening in the world, not all of us are joyful. Not all of us experience or celebrate the same way. So while you are in this energy, just know that you're not alone, that you are supported. And if you do celebrate in whichever culture, religion, beliefs that you believe in, also be mindful that maybe not everyone do celebrate the way you want it, feel this atmosphere just like you. So just let us all be a little bit more mindful and gentle with everyone and yourself. Lastly, on the 23rd, just hours after the sun entered the sign of Capricorn, we are going to have a beautiful Mercury Kasimi that is happening 2:53 a.m. Hong Kong time on the 23rd, or on the 22nd, 1:53 Eastern time. So adjust the time according to where you are in the world. If you watch my previous videos, I always mentioned this already in any Mercury retrograde videos or so on and so forth, right? It happens a few times a year. So Mercury Kasimi is basically a conjunction of Mercury and the Sun. because Mercury is traveling through the sun and cross and align with the sun before it continues its journey. So basically, actually, a new moon moment for Mercury. And this is happening at 0 degree in Capricorn, one of the world points, so very potent. And it's still aligning with that winter solstice energy. So this winter solstice might be extra potent for some of us, especially if you have any points, planets, degree near or on 0 degree of Capricorn, or any cardinal signs or maybe earth signs. You might feel this stronger than other people. So Mercury Cassimi, again, is that window of moment where we believe that we might receive some kind of divine messages, right? This can be very internal. I always think that Mercury Cassimi tend to be a bit more internal. This might be a time where you really want to be extra sensitive around the signs and synchronicity that you can see. This might be a little dream. This might be a song lyric. This might be overhearing the conversation from the people sitting in the next table in a cafe, right? This might be a slogan. This might be, whatever it is, right? Everyone receives their messages differently. This can be, conversation you're having. Suddenly someone say one phrase and you're like, aha, like that, right? Or this can be dreams, right? During meditation, sleep, or whatnot. So see what comes up for you during this time. And sometimes it's not the exact moment. It can be the day after. It can be a little bit later. It might kick in a little bit later. So don't try to force things, and it doesn't mean that oh my god, everyone's gonna get a sign and messages. If it doesn't happen, don't feel upset, right? And maybe you're just not meant to find out right here, right now, and that is okay too. But if you happen to, then maybe perhaps this can be something that is regarding to your Capricorn house. Since it's happening in the sign of Capricorn, this can be some kind of structures that is in your life or a part of your life, a particular area of your life. So pay attention and see what that means for you. Right after this Cassimi, Mercury will continue to retrograde backward, and it will go back to Sagittarius. And we'll talk more about it, because once Mercury swim back into Sagittarius, the energy is going to get a bit more chaotic. The energy is going to get a bit more loud, maybe confusing, even fiery and angry. So little heads up for all of you, the end of this week and next week, you can feel very impatient. You might want to fight with somebody, and if that is the case, just know that this might happen. Try to breathe through. But hey, sometimes a fight is needed to sort things out. If that's the case for you, then that's what it's going to be, right? So just a little heads up for you all, and we'll continue to talk about it next week. But in the meantime, I am wishing you all a happy winter solstice or summer solstice down under, and I'll see you next time. Bye.